quo warranto proceeding in a regular court, Mr. Chair. And this is a Supreme Court jurisprudence that we believe is a proper way, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Can I, yeah, I'm winding down, Mr. Chair. Thank you for sharing that. I'm happy to hear that because I think the House, this committee has had at least 3 or 4 hearings. So in terms of due process, and I don't think that that particular Supreme Court case is really on point because we do have the power to issue, a franchise, and at the same token, we have the power to revoke. So I don't agree with that case that it has to go through the courts, but I do agree that the concept or the principle of due process is always important, and I'm happy that this committee has heard this particular issues multiple times, which I think complies with anyone's requirement on due process. But my question was, because you continue to defend your talent despite hearing from the members, and you said earlier they have the right to file civil criminal cases. I asked about internal regulations on how you discipline talent employees. And I asked, so where do you draw the line? Obviously, Mr. Chair, if a talent says, let's burn down a Jewish temple, I don't think all of us will not be in agreement with that. That would cross the line. So how, as counsel for the company, what are your thoughts on that? I wanted to give you an opportunity because I have to be honest, Mr. Chair, I'm looking for defenses for you guys, but you didn't do a good job doing that. So I wanted to give you one opportunity, and that was my last question, Mr. Chair.
So when I say due process, Mr. Chair, it is one of the constitutional rights guaranteed under our Philippine Constitution. Yes, we agree with Congressman Daza that that is not absolute. There are certain limitations. But granting that there is limitation, there is a latest jurisprudence of the Supreme Court that in case any rulings, decisions of any government agency that affects constitution, the freedom of press and freedom of expression, there is a presumption that that government agency's ruling and decision is unconstitutional. It means the Supreme Court emphasized that the freedom of press and freedom of expression is one of the highest constitutional rights guaranteed under the Philippine Constitution. It means the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines guarantees more protection, more right with respect to the freedom of press and freedom of expression. Yes, sometimes there are irregularities, there are inaccuracy committed by the anchors of the SMNI. But granting those are inaccurate, granting that those are not 100% correct, still covered by the freedom of press and freedom of expression guaranteed by the Philippine Constitution. So therefore, Mr. Chair, in case there are violations by the anchors, there are other options like filing a case, but not to affect or to revoke the franchise, because a franchise granted by the Philippine government is already a proprietary right protected by the due process clause of the Philippine Constitution.
Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mark Tolentino,
Thank you for the time given
maraming
me.
salamat, the Honorable Daza.
And Mr. Chair, this is not my opinion, Mr. Chair.
Well,
I'm just reading the
well, it
jurisprudence of the Philippine Supreme Court.
Well,
Mr.
I
Chair.
think that is your opinion based on what you are reading. If you only nitpick on certain, because first of all, we don't know what case are you referring
Can I
to.
read the decision, Mr. Chair?
You can just give us a copy because we will definitely, we cannot ask, I don't believe that the Supreme Court will go into
GR
legislative.
number
Excuse
1.
me, Attorney Tolentino, you are not yet recognized.
Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Again, please, makikiusap po ko ha.
Sorry, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sabi ko, just give us a copy and we will study the points that you have raised But be rest assured that this is definitely within the right of the committee to grant, amend, repeal, and revoke. At least klaro po tayo dyan. And if you think that we're in violation of that, then you also have the right to go to the court if you want to. Like you have been asking everyone to go to court against your station and to your talents.
Thank you,
And I
Karapatan
like
Chair.
the smile of the attorney Rolex Suplico. It's a very nice smile. Okay, and he's, thank you. Anyway, klaro po tayo dyan. Site nyo na, kasi ano po nyo, babasa ho tayo ng pira-pirasong desisyon, hindi ho natin alam ang konteksto nung inyong sinasabi. So, and I know that, the Supreme Court will not, malaki po ang paggalang po natin sa kanila at malaki naman po ang paggalang nila sa legislatura.
Thank you,
At
Mr.
hindi
Chair.
po sila sasaklaw sa kapangyarihan ng legislature. So maraming salamat. Donor, Attorney Caraps, Congressman Caraps, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Chairman. Anyway, that's the opinion position of attorney. But ito lang, attorney. Section 15 of your franchise. And binigay niya sa inyo yung Prangkisa at nobody question about it. You review section 15.
Here.
Oh, now you're telling us is as if that you're telling us that we don't have the powers and authority to approve and revoke franchise. Huwag na natin pag-usapan yung powers. Yung Prangkisa nyo mismo, section 15.
Can I make a manifestation, Mr. Chair?
Hindi.
Please read, I think there's a,
Gusto
section
mo basahin mo.
Okay,
Section
Mr. Chair.
15.
Okay.
Oh,
This-
para marinig ng lahat.
This franchise shall be subject to amendment, alteration, repeal by the Congress of the Philippines when the public interest so requires, and shall not be interpreted as an exclusive grant of privileges herein provided.
Ano yan? So,
That is the law, Mr. Chair. And of course, there's also jurisprudence about that, Mr. Chair.
what jurisprudence ano yung sinasabi mo?
GR number 196199.
Sandali. Kasi tinanggap nitong prangkisa na to that we have the right to repeal, amend. And now you're telling us na para wala kaming karapatan.
With
Ay,
all,
tinanggap niyo yung prangkisa nyo. Now we want it to amend, to repeal, or to revoke. And we have that authority based on your franchise as a law.
with all due respect, Mr. Chair, although I respect the congressman from Iloilo, Mr. Chair, it says from Negros, Mr. Chair, it says here, Mr.
He's
Chair,
not from Iloilo. He's
when
not from
public
Iloilo.
interest so requires.
Yeah.
So who determines when the public interest so requires? So the jurisprudence, Mr. Chair.
Of course, Congress, because we are given the authority. And we only need to give you due process. And what we're doing now is the due process. To amend, to repeal, or to revoke the franchise.
Mr. Chair.
I respect the opinion of the good congressman, Mr.
Okay.
Chair. But still, the power of the Congress is subject to judicial review, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So thank you very much, Attorney Mark Tolentino.
Mr. Chair.
Hindi po tayo matapos dyan.
Mr. Chair.
Dahil, kasi kung si Attorney Suplico, dito na ko po, kontrahin ka dyan.
Mr. Chair,
Okay.
yun nga gusto
Di-
ko sabihin eh.
Attorney Ding,
Baka pwedeng pagsalitain si dating congressman, Suplico, at nagtataas ang kamay. Bakit di nyo pagsalitain, Mr. Chair?
oh,
I just wanted to add something to what Congressman Dasa said. That I remember a case in Political Law 1 that's taken up during the first year of law proper. My professor was Justice Mendoza. He said that there was a case in the US that a dirty finger, when held in relation to the Vietnam War, is protected speech. That guy, that the members of the Makayan Blacks trying to stop from talking, came from the ranks, and he has a mission to uncover them. That's what he said. So there's a political reason for that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
okay. Thank you very much. Anyway, the Honorable Karaps, you've stated your point. There's
Mr. Chair,
also
short.
another speaker. There's another interpreter.
About lang dun, Mr. Chair, sa
yes.
question daw na
Opo.
sinasabi. Oo. Mr. Chair, if kaya pong mai-flash po ulit yung ni-refer po kanina. Kasi Mr. Chair, pangalawang beses na rin pong narinig natin na yung mga sinasabi ng SMNI na hindi tama ay dapat lang daw palampasin kasi question. Mr. Chair, I did not imagine na dito sa Kongreso kailangan pa nating mag-lecture or magpataas ng reading comprehension skills ng ating mga resource person, Mr. Chair. Parang patunay nga talaga na may education crisis sa bansa, Mr. Chair. Kasi tingnan ba naman natin, Mr. Chair, ang subject po ng tanong na yan ang involvement ng Pangulo. Pero Mr. Chair, yung pangre-red tag sa speaker, hindi po siya naka-phrase na tanong, Mr. Chair. Kaya malinaw talaga na oo, Mr. Chair, tingnan ba naman natin yung salita, 'di ba? Na ang speaker daw ay kasabwat ng triumvirate na 'yan. So Mr. Chair, hindi po pwede na yung fake news o yung red tagging ay kinokloak natin siya as commentary or as question. Kaya Mr. Chair, ang mga media na hindi kaya mag-distinguish what is fact and what is opinion, ano yung commentary at ano yung hindi, actually Mr. Chair, delikado sa lipunan natin. Yun lang, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very the Honorable Manuel. The Honorable for the last interpreter, the Honorable Gutierrez.
Thank
the
you very
proponent
much.
of the House Bill 9710.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before beginning my interpellation, I simply want to express my appreciation for the means by which the Honorable Dasa has approached this hearing today. And I think this is the approach that every one member here should take, that they consider all angles of this far-reaching bill that I am proposing. But unlike the other members in this committee here today, I have already made my assessment of the situation. That is why I filed this bill. Mr. Chair, I came to this committee hearing today on the basis, I filed this bill on the basis of our previous deliberations. We've already seen, in my opinion, clear facts that they have violated what I categorize as two kinds of violations. On Section 4 and 7 of their franchise regarding fake news and such, red tagging. On the corporate transgressions for their failure to report sale transfer of controlling interest under Section 10, failure to abide by the dispersal requirement under Section 11, both of which, by the way, have ipso facto revocation provisions. And of course, Section 12, for their failure to follow reportorial requirements. I came here today with this committee, with this bill, expecting a tackling mostly on the legal portions. But I'm surprised to see now, Mr. Chair, based on the interpellation of Congresswoman Castro, Congressman Manuel, Congresswoman Brosas, that still they continue to violate Section 4 and 7. Still, nakikita po natin, tuloy pa rin po yung kanilang mga ganitong programa online, despite numerous attempts to fix that in the deliberations. And I am similarly irked by the statements made today by our resource persons. Before I go into the meat of the bill that I have proposed, to really flesh out and hopefully persuade my fellow members here to vote yes on this bill, I would like to give the opportunity to our resource persons. I guess I will go backwards now, so that it's still fresh in our memory. May we ask, Mr. Chair?